Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. June 4th just passed. June 4th is the 155th day of the year. And because it's the 155th day of the year, I wanted to talk about a topic that I've done video posts on before. But I just want to show a few more examples and do this work for the people who are new to this information and haven't heard this topic discussed yet. So, gematria is the practice of coding numbers into words, and it's very important in things such as the Bible, which is where I first learned about it. And then from there, I applied it to the 50 states. I just wanted to see if it showed up anywhere else in this world. And when I decoded the 50 states, I found this strange pattern of the number 33. The first state, the 50th and final state, and the sixth state were the only three states out of 50 to have a gematria of 33. When I saw that pattern, I knew something was abound. And since then, I've applied it to as much of this world as I've had time to look for the patterns, the connections, and I have found many significant ones, which we will talk about in this post. But keep in mind, as I do this video, what I'm showing, this isn't the extent of it. This is just a portion. I'm just showing enough so that it flows, so that you can see what is up. So notice up here that Christianity has a simple English gematria of 155. The word science in Jewish gematria also sums to 155. Interesting. Before making this observation, I'd already seen these reflections of each other in science and in religion with gematria. In science, the Big Bang is credited with being the beginning of the universe and essentially what started the reaction that became us and the world we live in. In the Bible, that same story is explained in the book of Genesis, the first book of the Bible. Notice that Big Bang and Genesis both have Pythagorean gematria of 33, like the highest degree of Scottish Rite Freemasonry. The first Bible ever published was the Gutenberg Bible. Gutenberg Bible sums to 66 in Pythagorean gematria. The Gutenberg Bible is 66 books. It has a credited publishing date of March 22nd, 322. Big Bang Theory through science is supported through Darwin and his book, Origin of Species. Darwin is a name with 33 gematria. He died on a date with 33 numerology. His book, Origin of Species, has a title of 88, a number that we find coded almost as often, if not more so, than 33, a number of great importance. Notice that June 4th is a lot like 64, the product of 8 times 8. 8 times 8 equals 64. Sort of like the date June 4th. That number 64 is one we find coded often in these Masonic doings. Darwin was born on a date with 23 numerology, like the number of chromosomes each parent gives their child. Died on a date with 33 numerology, April 19th, 1882. Another famous scientist in the nation's history, Albert Einstein. He was brought to the United States in the year 33. He was born on a date with 33 numerology. Notice he was born March 14th, Pi Day 3.14, 1879. He died April 18th. Remember, Darwin died April 19th, a day later. April 18th, 1955, a date with 33 numerology. Einstein's career is all full of numerology. MC squared, MC equals 33 in Jewish gematria. There's so many scientists in our history where if you look at their biographies, they were born on and died on very curious dates. This famous paleontologist died at the age of 74, a number of great importance that we'll talk more about, and on a date with 33 numerology, on leap day in a leap year in the year 64. Remember, we're talking about June 4th today. Victor van Stralen dies at the age of 74 on a date with 33 numerology, and his name gematria is 74. Keep that number in mind. We're going to talk more about that. So with regards to science and spirituality, there's all sorts of things that we use in terms of scientific numerology that have this wording and that have this gematria that shows the real relationship between science and religion. El Nino is a perfect example. El Nino sums to 33, and what it means is Christ child. It was named by a professor from the UK who had this meaning behind it. And as we all know, Jesus was crucified at the age of 33, at least in the Bible. Important number in Christianity. The word amen equals 33, just like we talked about Genesis, the first book. Monsoons are more present during the time of El Nino. Monsoon is one of these 33 words. It was Gilbert Walker, this name sums to 62, like the word Mason, who coined these phrases. Back then it was called the varsity system. Now it's university. Varsity, a word from the past, is a 33 word. Can read more about this. True story. Named after Christ, coded with the numbers we find elsewhere. Jehovah sums to 33. Another name. On the periodic table, the 33rd element is arsenic, something used to poison and kill people. It has an atomic weight of 74.92159. Arsenic itself, the word sums to 33. This 33-74 pairing is very important. In Christianity, Jesus was crucified at 33. The word Jesus equals 74. The word cross equals 74. The word Messiah equals 74. The word pinnacle equals 74. Gospel equals 74. Joshua, the English translation, equals 74. Only the 33rd state sums to 74. That is Oregon. Only the 33rd state sums to 74. Jesus was crucified at 74 on the cross. Jesus and cross sum to 74. In terms of this nation's history, talk about science and spirituality coming together in a bad way. The Native American genocide was done or justified in the fact that they were labeled as savages, godless heathens. They did not have Christianity. They did not have Jesus. So they were destroyed by chemical, biological warfare with the smallpox virus, also known as variola. Variola, a 33 word, smallpox, a 31 word. The ranging degrees of Scottish Rite Freemasonry are 31 through 33. The word Indian has a gematria of 33. The number of the martyr as well. They were given this 33. A 33 was put on them. They were called Indians by a man named Christopher Columbus, supposedly. CC. C, the third letter. All throughout history, illness, disease has had the numbers 33 and 44 put on it. AIDS equals 33. Before AIDS, even in the movies like Omega Man, which was remade as I Am Legend, Omega Man is a 33 name. In that movie, it's the KV virus that wipes out humanity. K is the 11th letter, V the 22nd, K plus V equals 33, and Omega Man, which equals 33 with Pythagorean gematria. Producer of the movie has a 33 name. KV stands for Crippen virus, which sums to 74. Like I was saying, 33 and 74 are so often coded here, even in the movies. Oregon is the 33rd state, sums to 74. Last year, 2014, we got the Ebola stories that came 33 years after the 1981 AIDS stories. AIDS, the outbreak, the stories came in 81. In Planet of the Apes, the disease that wipes out the world is ALZ113. 113 is a lot like 33. 11 times 3 is 33, another number we find coded. Flu has a gematria of 39, another number of significance. In Omega Man, the main character who saves the day is a Robert. Robert's a 33 name. Coding is abound. With regards to hurricanes, Truth Seeker, there's something called the Saffir-Simpson scale. A Category 1 hurricane starts at 33 meters per second, if you can see that, or 74 miles per hour. Saffir is a word with 32 gematria, Simpson a 33 word, ranging degrees of Scottish Rite Freemasonry. Or 119 through 153 kilometers an hour, or 64 to 82 knots. All of these numbers are so Masonic, Truth Seeker. If you watch my video posts, it all becomes more clear. It's a lot to explain in one video. But science, religion, truly coded with the same numbers. So many concepts, theories we learn about have 33 names. Black hole is a perfect example. Black hole equals 33. So much 33 in science, Truth Seeker. A lot of people right now are worried about CERN and the Large Hadron Collider. That is a word name with some familiar gematria. So with regards to CERN, Truth Seeker, I want to point out that a lot of people in their symbols see a 666 coded. 3 sixes made with these loops and arrows coming off. Earlier this year, we saw headlines from CERN. CERN's Large Hadron Collider restarts with sights set on dark matter. And dark matter is a phrase with English gematria of 666, Simple English 111, and dark matter in Jewish gematria sums to 411, like the word assassin. So many people think the Large Hadron Collider is actually a weapon. Yours truly does not know. I do not have enough information. I say any of it's possible. It could even be a gigantic hoax in every sense of the word. But with regards to that number 666, it comes back to this coding on Christianity and science as well. Remember, science sums to 155 in Jewish gematria. Christianity sums to 155 in Simple English. If you write out 155, it has a Simple English gematria of 216. Why is that significant? Because 6 times 6 times 6, whoops, if I can type, equals 216. 216 is a number that's very much associated with 666. I truly do not think any of this is a coincidence, Truth Seeker. I think this is all a revealing of what many of us already know to be true. We can see the deliberate manipulations in religion and spirituality. We can see the deliberate manipulations in science. This is what we need to expose, overturn, and end. As a people, we can come to be more intelligent, less divided, realize that it's okay to believe in God and science. Science should be the pursuit of understanding truth in this world, how we came to be, why we're here. So many people just want to know. That's why they go and agree with everything in the science textbook or everything in the Bible without thinking, without questioning. But this is a mistake. This is a flaw because the people giving us these books are the Masons. They've been running the show, building the world, the matrix of understanding around us, educating us in their churches as well as their schools, purposefully dividing people through these divisive tactics. And at the end of the day, no one is best served. Instead, you have what we have in this world: people fighting, people dividing, people getting conquered. So that's why I do this work, for us to find truth, to find common ground, to unite. I hope that message is coming through, and I hope you learned something new in this post. Until next time, truth.